Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And this video I'm continuing my series of ranking every single Beatles song. And in this time I'm covering 4 songs from 84 to 81. So stay tuned to see what they are here on Jason the Old Millennial. Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing well here. It's a Wednesday evening, night before Thanksgiving here in the United States. Tomorrow's popular time for families to get together and eat turkey. I'm working tomorrow, so I'm not really having a Thanksgiving traditionally. Saturday, I'm going down to visit my parents, and we're gonna have Thanksgiving then. So, but I hope everybody has a really well Thanksgiving. Hope those of you get time off of work. Unfortunately, I work during holidays because I work healthcare, but hope everybody has some good time with family and good food, and maybe watch some football or whatever you like to do on Thanksgiving. Anyways, but I'm doing a video here, continuing my series of ranking every single Beatles song, and I am down to number 84 to number 81 on my list. This time, it's funny, there's always one album that seems to dominate every time I'm doing a list. In this set of 4 songs, I got 3 from the Help album, 1 from Hard Day's Night. So this is songs, these are kind of some of the earlier hit songs. And these are some underrated songs in my opinion. One of them's a big hit, but the other 3 are kind of underrated. So first, let's go with number 84 on my list. And this song is called It's Only Love. It is a song that comes off the Help album. It's a Lennon-McCartney song. From what I read, mostly it was John Lennon did most of the writing on this one, as he's also the lead singer on it. It's kind of one of those songs that's very underrated to me. And the whole Help album just has a lot of these, even the songs are underrated, are really great, I think. That's why I love the Help album. It has the big hits, and then has these other songs that aren't big hits, but still I really enjoy. It's like not like really, maybe the only song I don't like on Help album is Dizzy Miss Lizzy, but every other song is really great, I think. But this is interesting because anytime, this is kind of one of those famous songs that John will always talk about in very negative later on. He talks a lot about the songs he wrote in very negative fashion, like, and calls them throwaway songs or filler songs, and that he hated them. And this is one of them that I know John, especially, I think he always talked about how he hated this song. It was just something he wrote to fill the album out, to make a full album, I guess. And man, this is a filler song. I mean, this is a great filler song. I don't feel quite that way that John does. Like, even these songs, like, I'm like, yes, give me more of this. I really enjoy these type of 60s catchy tunes or whatnot. So this is more of maybe a slower ballad type for the Beatles, but that's good to have contrast between some rockers and some ballads, more ballad types. But yeah, I thought it's a great song. It's maybe a simple, but I think it has that great Beatles sound to it, of course. And John's vocals, I think, are really excellent on here, and as it is on most of the songs on this album and the early part and every Beatles song. But as they sing through it, and then I just love the transition from verse to the chorus. And I think it's a really good chorus though, with John coming out. It's only love, and that is all. Why do I feel the way I do? It's only love. Anyways, and he has some pretty good passion behind his vocals, and I always enjoyed that about John and Paul. Both are really good at being passionate in their vocals, even on a song like this. So yeah, it's a song I absolutely enjoy. It's a pretty quick song. I don't think it's very long. Nice little solo in there I also enjoy, but it's a nice like ballad love song, I guess, and I don't mind it at all. So number 84, I have It's Only Love. Number 83, I have another Help song. This one's called The Night Before. Come off the Help album with Lennon McCartney. This time Paul writing most of it. And again, there's really no meaning behind a lot of these songs. They just, hey, I need to write a song for the album, a love song that's catchy, And that's what the Beatles did well with, because they can write catchy Beatle tunes and have good musicianship and also great vocals behind them and great harmonies and great arrangements, of course. And they have a great producer in George Martin, who's great at helping with the arrangements. So they hit just about everything they did. Was a really great song at this time period anyways. And yeah, this is another underrated song to me. It's I think I want to say it's like the second song on the album, and Help has so many huge hits on it. So many songs that are come up later on my list that I absolutely love, and this is not one of them. But yeah, I still really like the song, and it's like when you listen, I just know when I listen to the Help album, and you hit you with Help, which is really great song, really great opener, and then I think this is the second one that comes on, and even when this comes on, I'm just like, oh man, this is so good. And then the next one, I can't remember what's after that, but it's like every song you're just like, oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. I just have a lot of good memories of when first listening to this album and going, man, this is a really good song. Um, and Paul, really good again, really good vocals. He really lets it out in some parts. And I like the again him kind of getting passionate and really getting loud on his vocals, and then they kick into the chorus. The night before, all the Beatles kind of, and Paul goes in there, treat me like you did the night before. And then the guitar is really good too. It has a really nice, like, it seems like a two guitar solo kind of in there. From what I researched, Paul, of course, played bass, but he also played the lead. So this is one of the early Beatles songs that Paul was playing the lead guitar on, while George took the rhythm guitar and John did the electric piano. So it's one, which I feel like they did a lot of that during this time period. I think they threw in some more different instruments like electric piano in there to kind of give it a better sound or fuller sound or whatnot. And they did a lot more in the studio than they did on the other albums, and the song sounds so great. But anyways, but yeah, it's a nice, catchy song, and it's one I always enjoy and listen to all the time. Anyway, so yeah, I got The Night Before at number 83 on my list. Number 82 is a big one, and it might seem kind of low, maybe. I'm not as big on it, I think, as some people are, but still, it's one of the iconic classic songs of the Beatles. At number 82, I have A Hard Day's Night, the opener for the album Hard Day's Night, with the title of the album and title of the movie that they made this album off of. My favorite Beatles movie, Hard Day's Night. Yeah, it's so iconic, and it's so simple though, and they wrote it very quickly. But it has the most iconic like opening chords to a song you ever had. I think I just love how it opens up with a bang. It's been a hard, like the way they go right into the song, and it kicks you right into it. You're like, yeah, okay, like I'm into this. From what I know, this is a song that it's a Lennon McCartney song. It's a song that mostly John kind of wrote. I believe he wrote it like the night before they recorded or something like that. Like he wrote it pretty quickly because they were shooting the movie Hard Day's Night, but they didn't have a name for the movie at that time, and they're shooting it. And of course, they're just writing songs for the album that had really nothing to do with the movie. They just famously, the director or producer, or producer said, "We just want Beatles songs. Just it doesn't have anything to do with the movie. You just have to write really good Beatles songs," which they did. And one night they were working so hard. When they came out, Ringo, I believe, is the one that always comes up with these titles accidentally that John kind of listens and takes on. Ringo says something like, "Oh, it's been a hard day." And then he looked and he realized it was nighttime. He realized they worked all day, so now it's night. So he said, "It's been a hard day's night." And so he kind of made up this term, a hard day's night, which evidently Ringo was like famous for making up these words kind of almost by accident, and John loved that. So when John heard that, Hard Day's Night, and I think they pitched that as like a good name for the movie, A Hard Day's Night anyways, and the director loved it. I think Richard Lester was like, yeah, that's a great name for the movie, because it really kind of it really does summarize that movie very well. It's all about the Beatles working very hard, being hounded by fans, going to a train, and then getting to the concert area and going to the hotel, and being cooped up in the hotel, being asked questions, and there's this idea of like they feel kind of trapped and they just want to be free, and they're rehearsing, and there's a sense of that they're constantly working and never have any free time. So A Hard Day's Night is a pretty good name for it. But anyway, so they came up with the name of Hard Day's Night, and the director was like, okay, to John and Paul's like, okay, now you have to write a song called A Hard Day's Night, because I guess they thought I don't know if you needed a song called Hard Day's Night, but to them it's like, if you're gonna have a movie called A Hard Day's Night, you gotta have a song, and it's, and you're writing an album based on the movie. It just makes sense. You need a song that's called A Hard Day's Night or whatever. My memory is that John went home and like wrote the song out like in one night and provided it the next day. And they're like, yeah. And it's funny. It's like, man, it's a good song. That's how good John and Paul were. They can write songs so quickly, so casually. Seems like, not casually, but they probably worked pretty hard on it. But it seems like a song that came pretty easy to John. Lyrically, it's a pretty simple song, I think, and everything, but still, it's great. I think you get a cowbell in this song, which I always love when I hear a cowbell. And a nice little guitar solo in there that I always enjoy. And just the great Beatles sound and the harmonies with or I think Paul sings the chorus of "When I'm home, everything seems to be right." So it's a great combination between the verses and the chorus. It's a fun song to sing too. And like I said, I say I probably have it a little bit lower just because it seems like such a simple song and not a lot going on with it. But still a fun song. So I have it here at 82, A Hard Day's Night. All right, number 81, last song I'm going to talk about. Another song off the Help album, another kind of underrated filler song, and it's called Tell Me What You See. This is a Lennon McCartney song, mostly written by Paul. Again, from what I try to read and research, there's really the song wasn't written about anybody specific, or Paul didn't have any interesting story. There's no interesting story behind the song. They're constantly writing songs, and sometimes they would come up with big hits. Sometimes they come up with these filler songs, and this was one of those that they always just kind of talk about as a throwaway filler song. But again, even though they're filler songs, are just absolutely great, I think. And this is one I really love. Again, the whole Help album is so great, and this has really good kind of harmonies in there, and I like they kind of sing a song. They sing a line together, and then then Paul will sing like by himself. I kind of like that contrast during the song. And then the chorus of "Tell me what you see," and then there's kind of like an organ sounding or electric piano that comes in that I really like. Bum 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 bum. Just a really great melody overall, and yeah, it's just a really nice sounding song. Love the vocal work and the harmonies in there and the instrumentation, and yeah, great chorus. Yeah, just a really fun, catchy song to sing to, I think, and as a lot of the songs are at this time, anyways. Yeah, and so I really love this song. Not a lot to talk about it because there's not a lot to go. Just it's a lot of these songs. I'm just like, I just love the sound of it because Beatles just sound so great with everything they sing and their instrumentation. So number 81, Tell Me What You See. So those are the 4 songs on this 84 to 81. So feel free to comment. What do you think about these songs? Are they filler songs? Are they good songs? What do you think? Should they be higher? Should they be lower? Love to read your comments. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for liking it. Thank you to all the subscribers for supporting the channel. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Bye.